Second. All in favor? Aye. Now we're on to the regular session of the Board of Education. Thank you for attending in person through Zoom. Can I have a call to order? Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Due notice of today's meeting has been served to all members of the Board of Education pursuant to the requirements of law. Tina, will you please take attendance? Present. Present. Excused sickness. Present.
Dr. Christine Spinhoff, Superintendent of Schools.
Present.
Diana Capua, Superintendent of Finance, District Court.
Present.
Amy McLaughlin, Superintendent for Human Resources and Leadership Development.
Present.
Barrett, Superintendent for Instruction.
Present.
District Council, First John Sheehan, District Council, First.
At this time, I have a motion that the Board of Education accepts the agenda for October 24th, 2023 regular session as presented.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. At this time, I'm going to hand the mic over to Dr. Sinha to do the recognition of outstanding achievement.
Thank you, Mr. Cilio. I wanted to start off by, last week was Board Recognition Week, and we wanted to take a minute to thank our Board of Education members for your dedication and commitment to our school district. It really is extremely important because it shapes the future for our schools. And your work, it goes far beyond these meetings that we have and the time you put into it and really championing public education. So we really thank you from our faculty, staff, our administrators, our community. We thank all of you for serving in this capacity. So with that, we have a little treat for you. We have our drum line. They're going to perform for you.
Whoa.
What amazing performance. I think I want to give these students another round of applause and their parents. So as you know, this board likes to hear from students. I think the students have the voice and really have the energy of the district. So I want to go around the room here and just want to hear a little bit about themselves, how long they've been doing this, because these are real professionals, and my compliments to the teacher, Mrs. Delmonico. Introduce yourself and just tell us how long you've been on the band.
My name is Julia Wang, and I've been on this band for 3 years.
I'm Jonathan Sanasi, 5 years.
I'm Alex D'Albuquerque, 4 years.
Hi, I'm JT Sanasi. This is my 4th year.
I'm Sophia Di Loretto. This is my 1st year.
Hi, I'm Thomas Melkonian. This is my 2nd year.
Hunter Burns is my 2nd year.
I'm Yu Chen Fan. This is my 2nd year.
Jonathan Ashkar. This is my 1st year.
Wallace Liu. This is my 2nd year.
Matthew Stanek. This is my 1st year.
Joseph Lippens. This is my 3rd year.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Mr. Delmonica, Dan Delmonica. I'm the marching band director. So we wanted to showcase a little bit of what we've been doing for our season here. We've had a very successful season this year, and we're continuing working. We have 2 more weeks until we're doing our national championship competition. We just won the New York State Championship this past weekend, and before that. And behind me here, we have the rest of the entire marching band here this evening. I just would like to say briefly just that I'm just so proud of the students up here. This past weekend, in total, they did 14 performances this past weekend that they were responsible for performing throughout the school districts here. And then even going and volunteering their time for Light the Night on Saturday night. It just shows just that they're very talented musicians, but that they give of their time, and they're great individuals and humans as well. So I just want to thank you for inviting us this evening to have us here. And again, I'm just so proud of the students. Thank you.
So I just wanted to say how much you guys are appreciated. And because after my daughter's games, I see you guys coming on after they play, and I see how dark it is. And I'm always like, oh, these guys, the dedication. I don't want you guys to think that it's not appreciated, because I just think it's amazing what you guys do. And and I see you guys at all the games and stuff, and it's fantastic.
Thank you, Mr. Delamonica, and our students. I've seen our band program, our marching band program grow and grow. And this is the first year that our division changed because of the amount of students we have involved. And it's not just that they're part of this fabric of this community. Everything we go to, I think we see our marching band, and it really enriches, our school community in a way that I think today I was meeting with our Stratford students. They were talking about the marching band because they went to the homecoming game. So you're a really big part of this fabric of this community, and we really appreciate all your hard work. And as Ms. Gaffney was saying, you guys are here late practicing, hours and hours. But I also want to take a moment to thank Mr. Delamonica and Mr. Burns, who's there, and there are a couple other people, our dedicated staff member. We also have Danielle DeMarco there, Kyle Small, Nicholas Axilla, Keely Young, Alexandra Riley, Alexa Schneider, and John Odo, who's the percussion director and a member of the Drum Corps Hall of Fame, was also part of all of this in terms of working with our students. So really kudos to all of you for your good work. Your guidance is instrumental in getting our students where they are, and also under the direction of Miss Amanda Hauser, our coordinator for music and fine arts. So thank you very much. And this was a real treat for all of us. You woke up, we were asleep. You woke us up. This was great. So thank you very, very much for coming out tonight. Yeah. Yeah, I have one more thing that I wanted to mention. Our marching band parents are unbelievable. I've watched them after every show, how they come out with the set and then, take that set apart, put it in the trailer. So this marching band of parents, thank you so much for all you do. Yeah, why don't you get grab it? Yeah. Maybe with all the board members. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Where? All right. Thank you again.
I know there's a lot of band parents here. I just want to say you raise great kids because I run at the track at night and I see the dedication, but more importantly, they don't make fun of me when I run. So I appreciate that, but thank you very much.
All right. And we have our students here to recognize this evening as well. So we have students here that we have 7 exceptional high school seniors who have been nominated as semifinalists for the National Merit Scholarships. And, just so you know, only about 1% of students get this recognition. There's about over 1.5 million kids that take it, and there's about 16,000 kids that get recognized. And in our district, the students, and as I call your name, please come up, they're not just involved with that they're doing so well in their studies or their academics. They are involved, whether it's sports or music or clubs. There's a lot more to our students than, when you think about this recognition. So as I call your name up, please come up. This is, this is pretty, we're really proud of you. Ryan Lawson, Julia Shershiver, Owen Conway. Come on up, guys. Owen Conway, Tyler Macaulay, Elaine Wang, Tara Murphy, James Nagler, Armin Panthaki, Emma Reithberger, and Layla Smith. Come on up. All right, we also have 6 Garden City High School seniors who have been recognized for the 2024 commended students after taking the PSAT and the National Merit Scholarship qualifying tests. So again, only 34,000 students nationwide are recognized with this award for exceptional academic promise. So congratulations. And again, when I call your name, come on up. Diego Cadavid, Sujin Chen, Tara Hollis, Matthew Kephart, Neve Path, and Elizabeth Rosado. All right. couple more things too. I just want to make sure. I also want to take a moment to recognize our principals. October is National Principals Recognition Month. And our principals work very, very hard, and their leadership to support our schools, our students and staff. It's exceptional in our schools. And we're fortunate to have committed school leaders who work tirelessly to ensure that our schools provide a safe and welcoming environment for all of our students to learn and grow. So thank you to Mr. Steingrubner, Mr. Samuelson, who's here, and also to Mr. Hardigan, Ms. Hand, Dr. Viskovich, Ms. Voda, and Ms. O'Done. So thank you all. They do an exceptional job. Yeah, I can go into my report.
At this time, I'm gonna go through the audit report. Our auditors are not feeling well. Mr. Trustee Panu and I both sit on the audit committee, so we'll give you a quick overview before I hand it to Dr. Sinha to go through her superintendent's report. This is the scope of fiscal 2023 professional services. The audit for the financial statements for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2023 in accordance with GAAP and government standards. Audit of the following as of June 30, 2023. Single audit of the federal awards program in accordance with the uniform guidance. Extra classroom activity funds on the cash basis of accounting. Issuance of a management letter presenting our findings and recommendations on improving internal controls, which will be provided shortly. Number two, audit readiness and responsiveness. Timely and accurate closing of books and records will be provided. Excellent cooperation and attention from the business office. Thank you, Mrs. DeCapua and team. The audit committee meeting was on October 3rd, as I alluded to. We're receiving a clean or unmodified audit report. From a financial position and activity perspective, the general fund annual budget was within the tax cap as promulgated by New York State and operated positively when compared to budget. The general fund balance amounts were all within reasonable and legal limits. The district had $92.3 million invested in capital assets net of depreciation after an increase of $1.5 million for the current year activity. Current year capital project expenditures totaled $5.3 million relating to various projects throughout the district, which I think everybody's seeing going on with construction. Right to use assets net of amortization totaled $275,000, while related lease liabilities totaled $292,000. The district reduced long-term indebtedness by $2.5 million. That's bonds payable and energy performance contracts. Total other post-employment benefit obligations increased $690,000 to a total of $209.9 million. Total proportionate share of net pension liabilities, that's TRS and ERS, of $12.9 million compared to total net pension assets of $51.2 million in 2022. That change is primarily related to negative market conditions. No material weaknesses or significant deficiencies in internal controls were noted by our auditors, Naraki and Smith. And Dr. Sinha, I'll hand it over to you.
I think we'll do the treasurer's report first, and then I'll give my
Sure.
report.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha. This is the treasurer's report for August 2023 with a cash balance at the beginning of the month of $52,370,720. During August, we had receipts totaling $3,082,630. We had disbursements of $5,279,893, leaving us with a closing balance of $50,173,456. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Capua. So as part of my report, I have a couple of things to report on. One is, our community members, we must have received the flyer for the proposed or bond that we want, we would like to, we've been talking about for the past several meetings. So we're holding 3 informational sessions where the same information will be presented. One is on November 1st at 7 p.m. in the high school library. And then on November 14th, there'll be 2 virtual forums, one at 11 a.m. and one at 7 p.m. Our goal for these sessions, again, it's the same exact information, but we're seeking community input and answering any questions that our community may have. And we really want to encourage as many people that could attend and seek information and information that we could provide for our community members. The bond information is also on our website. We have a section right on the front of the website on bond information. And as we update, it'll be added to that website. Okay. The other item, I have a couple more. Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction search. As you know, Ms. Barbera is our interim Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. We sent out a survey to our community members and our staff. We've received actually pretty good responses. I think from our community, it's about 120, 140. And then same thing with our staff. And I'll be sending another reminder out to our parents to complete that survey. And we've started the process. We've received a lot of applications, actually. We've started doing the paper screening and, we'll keep everyone posted. We will be seeking parents for this committee. When we're close to it, we'll be soliciting some of our parents to join that committee. And we'll be setting some focus groups that will be meeting and speaking to our staff and even some of our parents, getting additional input. So we'll keep everyone posted on that position. Special Education Advisory Committee, and I know Mr. Pino, you were part of that committee. Mr. Janeco, he's not here right now. And it was something that Ms. Barbera and Ms. Hand co-facilitated. I don't know, Ms. Barbera, would you give a little bit around the Special Ed Advisory Committee, some information?
Certainly, Dr. Sinha. We had a large group. There are 33 members on our committee, and the focus of the committee is twofold. First, to increase the understanding in the school community of the services and programs that are offered in the area of special education. And secondly, to provide recommendations, they will come to you in the spring, on ways that communication may enhance people's both understanding of the process, as well as their confidence in being engaged in the process. So we have we had the large committee, and we will get back together a couple of times during the year, but we decided that we really wanted this to be more in-depth conversations with people with different perspectives on this process. So we have 3 different teams, and all of the teams involve parents, at least one student.
Yes.
They were just remarkable contributors to these first conversations. Faculty members and board members and building administrators. So all 3 of those teams, we've already seen ideas that they are generating. They will come together again in the form of a set of recommendations that we'll bring to you in the spring.
Thank
Anything
you.
else you wanted me to put in there, Dr. Sinha?
No, I think it was
enough.
a great first meeting. I don't know, Mr. Pino, if you wanted to add anything to that.
Yes, so the value of a large scale committee like that is undeniably important. I think we had a lot of feedback from the student, which was very valuable. In my tenure, I think I've sat on 4 large committees. This is an important one. Prior to that is Technology Task Force, Safety and Security, and also the investment bond of 2009. So we're looking forward to the outcome and the suggestions to present to the board. And if Trustee Janeco was here, he would add as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And then just a couple of other items. Our homecoming was this past weekend. It was wonderful. We didn't have the parade 2 years in a row, but the game was, the sun even peeped out for a little bit, but it was a wonderful event. And our homecoming, what's great about it, or any of our games, we have so many of our younger students that have come to this. It's unbelievable. It's a real, the community spirit is truly alive on homecoming, and Mr. Steingrubner and his team, they're here at every single game. So, which is kind of nice, manning even the concession stand and helping out there. So it was a great event. PTA also had a presentation, which, I did attend. And the presentation was on teen gambling, believe it or not. And it was a very powerful presentation, or I felt it was when I was sitting through it, and sort of, and again, in the context of our students, particularly our older students, but even our middle school students around this gambling. Gambling is a form of addiction and what it means to kids. They have put that presentation up on the website. I do encourage our families to be informed around a topic like gambling, because especially teen gambling, because it's about our children. I thought it was pretty compelling, the presentation, and that is on their website. So I encourage folks to listen to that, our parents to definitely listen to that. We also have, for the agenda, there are a couple of things on the agenda. We have multiple appointments of teacher aides, clericals, bus drivers, and assorted substitutes. We also have special education service agreements and affiliation agreements. The audit report that we had talked about that you were speaking of, that's also will be accepted tonight, as well as the plan that goes with that. And we have several donations on the agenda. Garden City Centennials have generously donated 2 soccer goals to be used at the middle school, and we thank them for that. And Garden City Cheerleading Program has donated the cost of the choreography consultant. So we thank them and look forward to seeing their new routine. I also wanted to mention at homecoming, if you remember last year during our budget cycle, Mr. Ramirez had requested that we add a middle school cheerleading team. They were amazing. They actually performed at halftime, our middle school students, and they were great. They really were. That team has grown significantly as well, the cheer team. So, and other than that, that's it for me.
Someone had mentioned that there was the possibility that someone that spoke there goes to schools to speak, and possibly that might be something we could consider.
Yes.
If it's, you think it's, that.
Yeah, there were 2 presenters, and it's a combination of both, because one really speaks from the medical standpoint, and there was a young man who is a recent graduate from Georgetown, and he spoke also around his story, because he was he started gambling, I think right after he graduated, or right in his senior year, and his story was pretty compelling as well. Combination of both. I saw that as, you learned quite a bit around the link between addiction and this gambling. So yeah, we may. Yep. Sure. We'll definitely look into that. I did say, share that with the PTA had shared that with me too. So.
Yeah, and I would just say, please talk to your kids about it. It is a growing problem with online gambling. Kids gamble on sports, they gamble on everything. And I know most people don't think their kids are doing it, but I think a lot more are doing it than people realize. So please have that conversation. There have been instances and issues where, we don't disclose them publicly, but they are concerning, and you'd be concerned as a parent. So please have that conversation and keep an eye out for that, because it is a growing problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Are there any issues or comments from the board on any of the education items, agenda items? I'm sorry.
None for me.
None.
None for me. None for me at this time either. At this time, it's citizens' questions or comments. Please, if you have any questions or comments, please come to the mic and state your name, address. And I think most of you in the room I've seen before. So if anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to come up.
Good evening. My name is Frank McDonough. I live at 141 Hampton Road. What an evening, right?
Yeah.
Pretty impressive band. I can remember when they started the band, and the marching band in particular, how excited the athletic director was at the time. And to see these results, it's really quite heartwarming. Along with Peter Cole, I am the co-chair of the St. Paul's Conservancy. we are involved in a number of different functions. But as I look at the ambitious capital and operating program for the Board of Ed, I'd like to offer our professional financial advice that can help reduce the costs to the Board of Ed and to our taxpayers. We have considerable experience both in operating and capital raising costs. This would all be on a voluntary basis, obviously. But there are so many wonderful programs that are here in the village. And now, for the first time in 30 years, where we have finally, after the third vote, defeated the issue of demolition at St. Paul's, there are a number of ways we may be able to work together. My pledge to you is that Peter Cole and I, on behalf of the Conservancy, are willing to provide whatever resources, insights, and suggestions we may have to help you reduce your capital and operating costs. And we're available at your convenience to share some of them with you, both in public and in private. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McDonough.
Good evening. Erica Balkema. I live on Brixton Road. I just want to say the marching band, the drum line, I didn't even know we had a drum line. It was absolutely epic. I took a video to show my kids. And just on that note, so my oldest is 7, just entered Stratford. I'm finding it hard. I noticed that we have this for sports, kind of like what's happening in Garden City schools. Is it possible, maybe a little bit of a longer term plan, to work on every single week, like this is what's happening in Garden City schools. These are the sports, these are the arts. Mathletes has a competition, chess club has a game. Like, you know, my daughter and I, she's 5, we went to a JV girls soccer game. She brought her pom-poms. Like, we had the best time. We went to the girls hockey game on Friday night. And the only reason I knew it was happening because my neighbor's daughter is a hockey player. I'm just finding it hard to kind of, other than the football games, figuring out what's going on in town. And like, my kids are little. We have you know, a lot of centennials, it gets rained out, but we don't have a ton of sports. And like, we love to come and support. So something like that, like an email blast every week, I think you'll get a couple more people who are like, hey, it's Friday, it's sunny, let's go watch the JV girls play soccer and let's go watch this, that get them more involved. Like, my kids like might be inspired to be on the drum line now that I show them that video. So
Yeah. Go ahead.
One great method that I even use, my daughter's on the teams, but if you follow GC Trojan Nation.
yes. So I saw that for the sports, and I just have to say, like, my old eyes had like a little bit of trouble reading that because the graphic is really big, and then the right, like that is tiny. Yeah, like just if that can like live somewhere. Yeah, so I did finally find that. So that's just my problem, like having, I mean, I grew up here, but having a kid who's like really just kind of entering the school system, I don't even know about all this stuff. So then again, like maybe just like sharing where all these resources are.
But you're right, Trojan Nation is just for sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we do have, and I have to take a look at it again, but our calendar, the district calendar that's on the website.
Yeah.
That has all of the, you know, that's probably your most up to date, where you can
Like
find.
the printout that we get.
Yeah,
We
no,
get-
you
we get
can
on the-
get it right on the website. It's right on our webpage.
Events are right under this graphic.
And it has
Yeah.
all of the stuff.
It
has-
does.
The
Okay.
district one has everything, and then in each school, they have what's pertinent for the school.
Okay.
And as Dr. Sinha said, it's updated in real time. So
Okay,
if there's
perfect.
ever a change, that's where it is.
All right. I'll start looking there, but just
Yeah.
as like a general note,
Yeah.
like maybe if it's on like
Yeah,
the schools, because you guys do a great, or whoever runs Instagram, like there's a lot of updates all the
Yeah.
time now that I found all the Instagram pages.
Yeah.
So just like, hey, here's this, you know, so get the kids who aren't on the football team, you
Yeah.
know, like we would love to go see a
you
marching
know what
band
might be,
competition.
yeah, based on what you're saying, I have some ideas on how we can
Yeah.
kind of push that out a little bit
I just
more.
think it
We
helps
can-
like
we can
with
do that.
community, support the kids
Yeah.
who work, you know, who are practicing at night. We live on Brixton, so we can hear the marching band. Like we'll sometimes run over to watch them. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Leo Stimler, 67 Huntington Road. Good evening. In addition to the marching band, I also want to congratulate you on the U.S. News and World Report. Boy, that was wonderful. Congratulations. I'm also very excited about Bond 2024. And not just because of what you're doing there, but the way you're doing it. It says there's a forum coming up. You know, you're not a lecture, but a forum. And you're saying, join the discussion. So you're going to talk, so we're going to have an opportunity to respond. That's what I like. I also attended the Parent Teachers Association's meeting last Wednesday, Dr. Sinha. And I too was very moved by what they said. And one of the things that struck me was that the keynote speaker said that the casinos target students. Now, the casino, Sands Casino, which is coming in maybe a mile or two from here, they deny that. But so who do you believe? Do you believe the Sands Casino, or do you believe the National Director on Stop Predatory Gambling and the Georgetown student, who also was very moving? So I'm very concerned. And what also concerns me is that one of the key figures in the decision on whether we have a Sands Casino is Hempstead Town Supervisor Don Clavin. And every week, and if you live in Garden City, every week you get something from Don Clavin. Maybe it's about pickleball training, maybe it's about destination weddings, a lot of different things. And I'm not saying they're not important. There's nothing about the Sands Casino, and he's one of the principal players in determining whether that Sands Casino gets approved. So I'm asking you, I'm begging you, I hope you'll send an email. I've sent emails, they don't get answered. A group of us were at the last Hempstead Town meeting, and we were going to say, we haven't heard anything. But when it came to the comment period for citizens, for residents of the town of Hempstead, 4 of the 8 got up and left. So it's a terrible feeling. We wanted to express our concern about casino, about the Sands Casino, about it being targeting students. I have 3 kids here and grandchildren in school here. So I'm concerned too. And that Georgetown student, I agree with you, Dr. Sinha. It was very moving. He said he was obsessed with gambling. And if that national director is accurate, that the casinos target students, I'm concerned. So my plea to you in closing is, I hope you will write to Hempstead Town Supervisor, send them an email saying that you're concerned about the Sands Casino. And he hasn't answered me, and he hasn't answered a lot of my friends. But I hope when you do send it, I hope you'll report that you're on the school board and that you are representing, what is it, 3,900, 4,000, whatever the number is, students, and who have parents, who have grandparents, who have aunts and uncles. So I hope you'll write to him and you'll ask him what's going on with the Hempstead Town Casino, because he's sending us weekly, sometimes twice weekly, some material that he's doing. Nothing on the Sands Casino, absolutely nothing. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Liam Russert. I am a union representative for CSEA members in the school district. I really liked the recognition you did for the students. I'm a drummer myself, so I really appreciate that. That's really great. And I also want to congratulate you on the recognition in the paper, in the Newsday specifically, about being one of the top 2 schools in Nassau County. It's really great getting that recognition. Which leads me to the CSEA members. We know we're in negotiations for the past 6 months. I understand that you have our proposals, and we appreciate a date for our next meeting. We'd invite any of the board members to come down if you're willing to participate. And hopefully we'll get to see you soon, because I plan on making sure I'm available a lot, because I don't want to be an outsider. Okay. Thank you and good night.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Russert. Are there any other questions in the room? At this time, we're moving to our consent agenda. As most of you know, a consent agenda allows us to approve multiple items, and such items are identified on the agenda as provided. The president of the board will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda, and will ask board members if they wish to have a discussion or clarification on any specific items contained within the consent agenda. Following the discussion, the board will then vote on the consent agenda motion. In addition, a board member may request to have an item removed from the consent agenda in order to vote on the motion separately. At this time, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes business of the board items I1 through I3, personnel matters J1 through J8, business office matter items K1 through K17, special education matter items L1 through L6.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, is there any new business from the board?
None.
Or is there any new business items from the administration?
No.
Future announcements. The next Board of Education meeting will be Wednesday, November 8th, 2023. And that's a work session here at the Garden City High School at 8:15. And then Monday, November 20th, it's a Board of Education regular session at the Garden City High School at 8:15. At this time, may I have a motion that the Board of Education adjourns to executive session for a confidential matter?
So
All in favor? Aye. Thank you.